Hi everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to another book haul. And apparently this is the third one that's getting done in the month of August, but I really want to get these books put away because what I do is as I collect books so that I remember which ones are from this haul, because after doing book hauls for 2.5 years now, I keep track of the books that I buy, so when it's time to do a haul, I used to have to go back through my list and re-pull them all off my shelves. And so now I don't do that. Now I just leave them in a big pile at the, over here by my bedroom door until I do a haul. And with how many books that I've been buying, this gets super stacked up and I want to put the books away because I recently rearranged a bunch of my stuff so that I have more room on my historical romance shelf, and so I need to do these book hauls to get things put away. Problems of a bookworm who spends thousands of dollars on books every year. Go figure. They stack up pretty quickly. It's a thing. But let's go ahead and get started. This is again a mostly historical haul because those are what I have been purchasing mostly. They're just they're like crack, right? No, that's a bad example. I don't know. They're cheap, easy to digest, and I can buy lots and lots of them. So I guess it's not crack, it's like fast food. Maybe that's what they're like. Except I'm not left with the same remorse that I have after I eat it. So, okay, enough yakking about that. I am gonna start with like I usually do, I'm going to start with my self-published books that I've purchased first, and then we'll get into, I have one new release to mention, and then we'll get into all the historicals that I've got. A couple of them, well, I'm always excited about them, but a few of them I'm very excited about just because of how they look, as there's some additions that I've really been wanting, as well as I started collecting the hardcovers of some of my favorite books, so this is going to be fun. But let's start with the self-published books. Self-published books are always so heavy. The first one I want to talk about is part of the Victorian Rebels series, but one of them was actually self-published. And that is the last book in the series as of now. I don't think she's adding any more to it. I think all of our men have been talked about. This one is A Dark and Stormy Night, and this is book 7. This is about Carlton Morley, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm actually going to be reading it in the next couple of days because Carlton Morley, we meet him in the first book. He is, how do you say her name? Farah's boss, and he's a police detective, and he also knows one of our other Victorian rebels in a few intimate ways. But anyway, this one, it's not a novella, it's full length, but it is smaller. I actually really love self-published historicals because they're so neat and clean. I only have a couple because usually historical romances, they usually get printed by Avon or Berkeley or St. Martin's, and they are whatever. So yep, this is the 7th book. It's so beautiful. See, even some of our favorite authors have to do that. Then I'll share these real quick. I've already talked about a few of these. That's the reason why I need to make this video too, is I talked about a lot of these books. These were given to me by one of my viewers. I've already read most of them. Since I've got them. There's just one I haven't read yet. But the 3 of them are by K. Webster. So I have The Wild, which this is an incest father-daughter romance, so beware if you take that on. Then I got Hail, which is a brother-sister incest romance. Yep. This is War Baby by K. Webster. This is taboo because it is a captor-captive romance, and it looks at human trafficking, dubious consent, and strong sexual themes that could trigger emotional distress. Man, if I was normal, maybe I would be more emotionally distressed, but usually not. So there's this one. And then there is the duo of Forbidden and Baby Bird. They're basically both novellas, but technically this one's considered a full length, and then this one is a novella. Forbidden is a taboo age gap reverse harem novel, and it is this girl, I think it's her stepfather, but like he's raised her whole life, so it's pretty much her dad, her uncle, and her dad's friend. Yes, so there's 3 guys and an underage girl, so yep. And then this is the quick sequel to that. So there's those. Thank you so much for these. I really am enjoying them. I'm excited to read This Is War pretty soon. Then this was a new release. It was one that I read like the day that it came out, and I've already talked about it in like 3 different videos, but Our Way by T.L. Swan. This has a pansexual man and his best friend Eliza. And he has been only in relationship with men before. He's never called himself gay, but he's only been in relationship with men ever since his first one as a teenager. And he's best friends with Eliza, and they practically live together. They do everything together, and he starts having feelings for her. And romantic feelings for her, but sexual feelings for women as a whole now. That becomes awakened in him, but specifically his romantic feelings are for Eliza. And this was heartbreaking and beautiful, and I cried. I know I cry all the time, but this one really got to me because Nathan's really struggling. He is a little bit struggling with his sexuality, but mostly he's struggling with how other people have expectations of like whatever decision he will come up with. It's like people are just waiting for him to decide so that they can put him in a category, and he really is against that. And oh, it's just so much. And then from Eliza's side, it's like she has loved Nathan since she met him, and to have him as her best friend, she loves that, but she also does want more. But is she brave enough to risk it? And if it doesn't work, they could lose each other, which, spoiler alert, they don't, because it's a romance. But I really loved this, and I'd really always wanted to read a book where someone's sexuality went like that, right? Like I just always wanted to read one where someone who is either like bisexual or pansexual, I've only read like one other book where someone's pansexual, but that they are sure of one thing and then they get awakened by someone else. I love that. I love when that happens. So this is really great. And T.L. Swan, she writes some good shit. She's good. Then I've already shown this in a video too, but I finally picked up a copy of Hurt by Lydia Michaels. I read this book at the beginning of the year and I really loved it. I've read Lydia Michaels. All of her books are very heavy. This one is a dark romantic thriller. There are lots of trigger warnings for this book, so look them up. But I have put it in a few different recommendation videos because I like books that make me hurt. I just, you know, sometimes I just want that gritty, painful feeling, but this one it's pretty intense. Then I've shown these in some pictures on my Instagram already, but I am a part of Katie Robert, her Patreon group, and she put this out to all of us that we could order some of her books to have personalized, and I was missing a few of hers that I've been wanting, and I was going to order them, and then there was an opportunity to have them personalized, and I was like, hell yes. So I got the first 2 books in The Wicked Villains, which I know I didn't own them yet because I already owned them on Kindle, but when the last 2 came out, I like bought the physical versions, so I had to do it for this. So plus they are beautifully personalized inside. This one says Villains Just Do It Better, and this is the Jafar Jasmine book. And then there's Learn My Lesson, and this one is Welcome to the Underworld. And then I have her first series that I ever read was when I had just gotten into Menage, and I found her Thalanian Dynasty, which is it's a prince and his bodyguard are best friends, and they are in a relationship with each other, and they like to go out and like find a girl to spend the night with, and then they meet this girl, and she's the one for them. So yeah, this is by her. So I have, this one says Welcome to Thalania, And then this one says, enjoy the HEA. So this is the it's good. This series was my first menage, and it was that like perked me up to it. And then of course she has quite a few menages in the rest of the Wicked Villain series. I think 3 out of the 6 are menage, so that's fun. But yeah, all right, so those are the ones. And then let me just talk about the couple new releases that I picked up, because I only have a couple of those. So I picked up The Princess Will Save You by Sarah Henning. I've really cut back on the YA fantasies that I am purchasing because I'm just ending up not reading them. And so I have, you know, a couple hundred of those that I purchased over the last couple of years, and I just never get around to them. But this one really intrigued me because it's a retelling of The Princess Bride, where to make the princess do what they want, they kidnap the stable boy who she's in love with to get her to do what they want, and she's going to save him. So I really thought that was interesting. I want to give this a try. It's not too big of a book, so I may end up getting it on Audible as well, but I really want to give it a go if I feel inspired for it, because The Princess Bride is my second favorite film ever. So it's enough to get me in the door, so hopefully it's good. Then I picked up, I believe this one just came out. Yeah, I picked up A Duke, the Lady, and a Baby by Vanessa Riley. So I haven't had super great luck with the historical romances that come in this in this form, because they've been a lot more women's fiction for me that I wanted. But I was very intrigued by the premise of this book. And so this is about a woman that her husband gets accused of, or no, he doesn't get accused of anything. He kills himself, and she doesn't believe so. So she's falsely imprisoned, and her child is taken away. And then this man, the Duke of Repington, which is a weird name, he becomes the ward of her son. And so she ends up getting hired to be the baby's nursemaid when it's her own kid, which is interesting. And so her and, I guess his name is Bezic, or Bezic, I don't know how we say that. He is a wounded war hero, and they're gonna like work together to find out what happened to her husband. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't read anything by Vanessa Riley yet, but I've heard good things. She is an author of color, so that's exciting. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this one a go. This one is Regency romance. It's 1814, which is the Regency period. So we'll give this one a go. I hope I like it better than the Duke one. This one also has a Duke on it, but what is it? I can't remember. You know what I mean. The Duke one that everybody read. So, okay, those are the 2 new releases I have. So let's go ahead and dive in to some other books I got. I'm so excited. All right, so I picked up the 2nd and 3rd book in the Uptown Girls series by Joanna Lindsay, which I still haven't started yet, but I did already purchase the first one, and they're so pretty. They're my favorite colors, like purple and pink are my favorite colors. Everyone who's read these has loved these. These are Gilded Age romances, so that means they are American historical romances. Which sounds really cool. I just love how they look. I've heard great things, and so I'm gonna give it a go. I ain't gonna fight it. We're gonna make it happen. Then I also love how these books look, and I got approved, I think. No, that's not this author. That's a different one. But anyway, these ones are beautiful, and I've seen them around as well, and that is My Fake Rake and Would I Lie to the Duke. These are The Union of the Rakes by Eva Lee. I have a type, okay? If it's purple, pink, and blue, like, I want to have it. So these books are so pretty. These ones are, let me see. Okay, these are $17.97. That's the prologue, let's see. Yep, $18.17. So these are Regency as well. These are really pretty. There we go. Then I also picked up 3 more Lindsay Sands, which I still haven't read a Lindsay Sands, but her books are so pretty, I keep buying them. But that's what I do, mostly because I've been wanting this one. I'd seen it on Instagram. It's the Heiress by Lindsay Sands. It's yellow and gorgeous. It's beautiful. And the heroine's name is Suzette, which I love that name. Then there is Always. This one I think is medieval, which had me interested because I've been trying a few more medieval books. Yeah, this one's medieval. You can tell kind of by the dress style. And then I picked up The Husband Hunt, which looks like this. And then one book, so here's a quick sad story about this. So this book I'm about to show you, it's a Kathleen Woodwis, and I've heard this book mentioned a lot for being problematic, but also being a really important example of when an author kind of like corrected some of the things they've done. There's also an intro by Lisa Kleypas for this one, and guys, this one is huge. This is like an Outlander size one. But I've heard this book talked about a lot on the Fated Mates podcast, and I actually ordered it on Thrift Books, and it was one of the very few times that I got a book and it was completely destroyed. It was literally like split and the pages were coming out of it. I've gotten rough books before. Usually it tells me if it's gonna be beat up or not. But this one had the binding split and pages falling out. And so I had to dispose of that book. It made me sad. And I haven't looked for it again. And then when I was in Duluth, I got to go to their Barnes & Noble, which is actually where I pick up the Lindsay Sand books, which was really fun. I found it with its remastered version, which I want the original at some point, but I got Shanna. See how big this is? This is big. It's 660 pages. I don't even know what this baby is about, but like there is a boat on the back. There's a lush Caribbean paradise. Yeah, I so want to try it. I believe this is probably the like updated version. So that's one of the reasons I wanted the original, is because I wanted to do like a comparison. So I still might try to find that. But I love that problematic shit, don't you? So there we go. I got Shanna. Then, let's just show these real quick. So I have been reading the Changeling series, my newest order from Better World Books. I picked up 4 more in the series. I got books 3, 5, and 6, and book 8. And then I already have book 1 and 2. So slowly working on it, but there's these Crest by Ice. I love this one. I love these books. Jeez, I love paranormal romance. I really need to stop denying my love. Okay, so then all the rest of these are used. Oh no, there's one more paranormal. So I wanted to try some other kinds of paranormal because I just said I've been loving it. And I'm wanting to do a rec video for you guys because you keep asking me. But the only paranormal I've read so far is Christine Feehan, Cressley Cole, and Nailani Singh, and that's the one that everybody has read. Like, if I make that rec video, it's nothing new to you guys. So I'm trying to find some other ones to talk about. And so I found this one, which is a dragon shifter romance by Donna Grant. I don't know anything about this. I just walked through the romance section, found a paranormal, found the first one in the series, and was like, okay, I'm buying it. I just want to try it. But this one is supposed to be, so it's like British and Scottish, which, weird way to explain that. But this woman is an MI5 agent, and then he's a 1,200-year-old dragon. And I'm into it, so I want to give this a go. Tell me if you've read this series. It's a big series, but you know, I'm not so much afraid of those anymore because I apparently can read a series like that in 2 weeks. I haven't looked to see if this is on Kindle Unlimited yet, or I mean Audible Escape yet. I am going to, because I really like listening to the paranormal books, but there we go. So that's my paranormal book I'm gonna give a try. Okay, now the books that I am trying to collect here before I get to, they're tumbling all over the place. So as most of you might know, if you've watched, you know, any of my historical recommendation videos, if you've been around this channel, if you yourself love historical romance, you know that Julia Quinn, specifically the Bridgertons, are my favorite series, or my nostalgic favorite series. I love other books better than them now, but there's still something that I always suggest to beginners who are trying to get into historical romance, because the steam level is kind of low. They're really funny, they're fun, and there are parts that are problematic like any historical romance, but for the most part, they're pretty smooth sailing. And I want to collect the hardcovers of the series. So this all started because we went to the one thrift shop and I found a perfect condition of It's in His Kiss, and it has the step back on the back, and it's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite step backs in the series anyway. This is Hyacinth and Gareth, which I also love because Gareth is Lady Danbury's nephew, and I love that. So here's It's in His Kiss. This is book 7, so it's ways down the series. But then I went on Thrift Book to order some, and I'm a little disappointed in Thrift Book because I purposely picked ones that weren't, you know, I didn't want library copies because I didn't want them laminated, and I picked ones that were supposed to be in quote-unquote good condition. And when I got this one, I taped it now, but there's a flap here, you'll see, like, this was ripped and the whole thing was folding over, and I was really upset. But I was able to tape it and then press it between some other books, and you can't really tell looking at it, and the back isn't hurt. So this one is, I think this is Francesca and Michael. So there's that one, and I love it because I love the colors of these two. My biggest problem with the Bridgerton series is because of the time it was being printed, it got changed partway through, because here I have books 3 and 4, which is Benedict and Colin, and they're just this, which is the same cover that the paperback has, and there's no step back or back cover. But there's still the hardcovers, and I don't know that there is a hardcover that has the picture, which is disappointing. However, I still have them in hardback, and this is my favorite book in the series, and I love it. So anyway, and at least for them being like different, they're the same size, so that helps me a little bit. I'm glad they're at least the same size, even though it's wrong. So I have half of the series. I got 4 out of the 8, so I want to find the rest of these in hardcover. So, okay. Then, of course, I have some Johanna Lindsay's to share, right? Because what is a historical book haul these days without some Johanna Lindsay? Let me make sure I have all of them in my lap here. I think I do. So I have 4 new ones to share. The first one I was very excited to find because I read this book already. We read it as a buddy read in July, and though I didn't like the book, I had the revised cover, and I was able to find the original, which has this step back, which is just crazy to me. I love it. If you know me, I love the ones where the men are naked and they're just hiding their little Johnson behind someone. I love that. And so at least it's one that I have read, and it's okay. I think this one came out in the 90s. Yep, this was 1992. So it was fun to find one that I had actually read, because I've only read a couple of her books. Then I found Until Forever, which has this beautiful like fur, and again another naked man with a sword beside him. I just love that. And I think this one is, oh, this one doesn't say, but he's a barbarian and she's a willing captive of a handsome barbarian. Gosh, I just love that. So I think this must be medieval, but maybe it's not. It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but there's that one. And then I found these two, which I think one of these is barbarian and one is Scottish, which is fun. I found When Love Awaits, which is just beautiful. Gosh, I love these covers, no matter what's inside. Yeah, this is medieval. and then A Gentle Feuding. And these were just they're in perfect condition. They don't even have cracks on the binding. So pretty. I love that. And this one is Renaissance, okay, in Scotland. Renaissance Scotland. That's cool time. Clan hatred fired their blood, yet their hearts burned the wild and tender flames of desire. So that's cool. He also is naked. He's naked and he's just hidden behind the side. I love it. I love it. Okay, there's my Johanna Lindsay for the trip. And then let's go through these. So I picked up some Elizabeth Hoyt. I am slowly collecting all of hers. Still haven't read one of hers either, but she has beautiful covers as well. So I got The Sweetest Scoundrel. She has really pretty step backs in hers too. They're always like full picture ones. So there's A Sweetest Scoundrel. This is in Maiden's Lane series. Scandalous Desires. Look at this tub scene. Ooh, snap. And To Beguile the Beast. There we go. So there's some of her. I got Courtney Milan Unclaimed. I got Insatiable by Virginia Henley. This one I love too, like full naked one here. That's great. Hannah Howell, Beauty and the Beast, which is straight up, I love historical Beauty and the Beast retellings. They're my favorite. That's just the cover of this one. And then I found an Anne Mallory, which is exciting. I've read one of her books this year and really liked it. It was called One Night is Never Enough. This one's just green and lovely. 3 Nights of Danger, 3 Nights of Pleasure, 3 Nights of Sin. Ooh. Yeah, Anne Mallory doesn't pull her punches. I'm excited. I got some more Kathy Maxwell. I think her books are so pretty too. I like the cover of this one a lot. I just think he looks so like just relaxing on her breast there. This one is The Seduction of Scandal. Ooh. Betting the Heiress. Look at her fiery red hair. Ooh. And then Falling in Love Again. This one has a back. Here we go. I found a Judith McNaught, which I'm basically like just purchasing her and Julie Garwood. If I find their book, I'm buying it. I've only read one from each of them, but I really liked it, so I have good feeling about it. So I got Until You. So these ones I'm showing you too, they were from that store where I get them for 50 cents. So I found a Shannon Drake. This one I completely bought for the step back as usual. This is medieval. I love his barbarian look. I'm so into it. Love it. I got a couple other Shannon Drakes too. I got Come the Morning. These are like all medieval ones. Conquer the Night. And then I got another Celeste Bradley, which I have read all of Celeste Bradley's books. Well, except the 3 newest ones. Like I've read all of her backlist a few years back. And then in my historical romance mystery box, I got one of her books again. And so I was like, you know, back then I thought her books were too dark for me, and me and my sister thought they were a little too spicy and raunchy for us. And that just makes me laugh a little bit now at how innocent I pretended to be about what I was interested in reading. So I'm collecting hers again. So this one is Rogue in My Arms, and this is also in the Runaway Bride series. So there's that. I found the last pirate book by Jennifer Ashley that I was missing, and this one is The Pirate Next Door, which is super fun. Love and Looting in Mayfair. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm slowly getting all of Jennifer Ashley's too. I think I'm just missing her contemporary ones. Well, that's not true because I don't have her paranormal books either, which I definitely want to try because I love her other books, so I want to do that. I got a Nicole Jordan, Fever Dreams. I loved this one. I love his like boots and pants, and I love her dress is purple. It's so pretty. I got another Elizabeth Lowell, and I think her step backs are gorgeous, and also her book. It's pink. The other one I have is purple, and I love it. And so this one is that. He's also naked, and they're on pink silk sheets. Ooh, I love it. Love it. And that's it. Wow. Okay, I got through them all. So yeah, that is the haul for the end of August. Damn, I still didn't buy as many books as I bought in July. Like in July, there's some books that I think didn't even get hauled because I had so many of them. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know if you've read any of the books I held up. Let me know if there's any that you're excited to read. I would love to talk to you about them. And now I'm going to fit these into my bookcase, and I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. It's gonna be great. Anyway, so thanks so much for watching. I put up new videos 3 to 4 times a week, and you can watch some more of them right now. Bye.